This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News this morning. Coverage you can count on.
Well, this morning, a man is dead after being shot by Port Orange police. What investigators say that man did to force police to open fire. Plus,
And alcohol on the beach. Only had like 2 beers.
Ahead, the charges this couple is facing after Volusia County deputies say they got drunk on the beach and lost track of their young kids.
and the votes are in. The support former President Donald Trump received in Florida's Republican presidential preference primary, and the results from important races right here in Central Florida. And good morning to you. I'm Christopher Heath. The time now, I'm not going to wait for it. It's 5:59.
It is almost 6 a.m. as we start our Wednesday, March 20th together. I'm Alexa Lorenzo. We get you going on another chilly start with certified meteorologist Cassandra Crummy.
Yeah, and colder than yesterday. Even with yesterday's dropping temperatures, we're still close to about 10 degrees colder this morning. So if we take you outside, look at these live numbers. A lot of 40s, even some 30s. We've seen a little bit of fluctuation in those temperatures, not uncommon. And we'll see some of our coldest numbers right before sunrise, which is closer to 7:30. But Bushnell was in the 30s for quite some time, now back up to 41 degrees. Orlando was down to 49, back up to 50, and it's 47 right now in Sanford. So cold to start, and we're going to keep those numbers in place, at least the cold temperatures, through 7 and 8 o'clock, and then our numbers will start to climb. And it's a beautiful climb today. Lots and lots of sunshine, very similar to yesterday with the sunny skies. It just makes the cooler temperatures feel nice. And we do get back closer to seasonal levels today. So we're starting to warm through the afternoon. Today we'll get even warmer still tomorrow after somewhat of a cool start again. Then our next big change is going to be some wet weather. The timing of that, Friday. That's when we'll have some scattered showers, a few storms rolling through, and I'll take you through more details on that coming up in my full forecast. 6:01 is now our time. We'll get a check of the roads with Alexa.
We get you going on I-4 eastbound right at State Road 535. Earlier we had a crash that had some lanes blocked, but crews have moved those vehicles involved off to the shoulder. So we're seeing all lanes of traffic once again moving through the area. Then we take you to a crash on Old Winter Garden Road and Ring Road. Not seeing any slowdowns, but want to make you aware that crews are working this stretch. Then showing you our live and drive, getting you out and about this morning. No issues so far on the 408, the Turnpike, or the 417.
Right now, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement is investigating an officer-involved shooting in Port Orange.
We were there as they put this crime scene tape up across the neighborhood yesterday afternoon. It all played out on Jandon Court, not too far from Spruce Creek Park. Channel 9's Sam Martello is following this story for us in studio. And Sam, police say a man charged at them with a knife.
Alexa, we're told this call came in reference to a suicidal subject. Port Orange police say the man would not listen to their commands to stop as he charged at police with a knife. And the neighbors we spoke with couldn't believe this happened in their neighborhood to this man. You'll hear more from them coming up in 30 minutes. Live in studio, Sam Martello, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
New from overnight, Volusia County deputies are searching for suspects after shots were fired at a park in Deltona. Deputies were called to West Cryle Park off of Fort Smith Boulevard around 5:30 yesterday afternoon. Witnesses told them there were several young men in the back of the park with guns. They say they heard gunshots and saw that group run. Deputies say no one was hurt, but this did disrupt some afternoon activities, including primary voting at a nearby polling location. We know one person was detained. At this point, it's unclear whether they're facing charges.
Well, this morning, body camera video shows Volusia County deputies responding to a couple who they say got drunk on the beach and let their kids wander off.
Time to wake up, guys. Hey! The sheriff's office! Wake up!
Well, that video was taken Saturday afternoon. Deputies say the Georgia couple passed out and was surrounded by cans of alcohol. They say their 5- and 7-year-old kids had gone by themselves to a hotel pool. After being handcuffed, the video shows the man try to run before falling. The couple was arrested for child neglect and having alcohol on the beach. Well, this comes as local and state officials warn spring breakers to be on their best behavior. Coming up at 6:15, the plan by State Attorney General Ashley Moody to recover people from a drug overdose.
In Lake County, deputies say they're still trying to understand what led a woman to shoot and kill her husband. Investigators say Maria Rodriguez shot 40-year-old Andrew Rodriguez several times on Ralph Lake Drive Sunday night. Deputies say a family member told them the suspect was acting erratically days before the crime.
They stated that the victim, her husband, had reached out to them to ask them to come over and try to talk the suspect into going for some mental evaluation or some medical treatment because she was just not acting right in the days preceding the shooting.
Rodriguez is being held without bond in the Lake County Jail.
U.S. lawmakers have just a few more days to strike a deal to avoid a government shutdown. The deadline is Friday night. You're looking at the U.S. Capitol, where congressional leaders say they're getting closer to an agreement. It is possible a vote, though, won't happen until this weekend. If a shutdown does happen, the IRS could furlough thousands of workers, which would disrupt your tax filing. It could also impact spring break travel, as air traffic controllers and most TSA workers would be required to temporarily work without pay. Well, happening today, you can wave goodbye and good luck to Stetson University as the men's basketball team heads to New York for the NCAA tournament.
It's exciting. Earlier this week, we showed you the huge celebration as the Hatters learned they would be competing in March Madness for the first time ever. The team is set to take on the defending champion, the UConn Huskies, on Friday. Fans are invited to cheer them on from the Edmonds Center on campus at 12 today. We'll show you that send-off on Eyewitness News at noon. The mix of nerves and excitement. Oh my goodness, Cassie, what a great time.
Dance, boys. Yeah, it is that time. We get you outside here. It does not feel like the first official full day of spring that started last night just after 11 o'clock for us. But our temperatures, they are cool. We are down, or I should say cold. We're down close to 10 degrees from yesterday morning in a lot of spots. We have a lot of 40s. We've even tracked a couple of 30s, still holding on to some up in Flagler County. You can see that Palm Coast temperature sitting at 37, 42 right now in DeLand, 40 in Ocala, 47 in New Smyrna Beach for us. As we go through the day today, we're going to keep things cool or cold through the 8:30 hour. You can see here in Orlando in the upper 40s at 8 o'clock. Lots and lots of sunshine. We're going to have the clear blue skies again today, and our temperatures are going to start to climb, moderate a little bit, climbing out of the 60s that we had yesterday, peaking in the upper 70s here in Orlando. We'll get to about 77 degrees, and around Central Florida, most of us will hit the mid to upper 70s. Slightly cooler over at our coastline. You can see the low 70s in place for today. We'll hit about 71 in Daytona Beach, 70 in New Smyrna, and 70 in Cocoa Beach. We do get warmer temperatures moving in throughout the day tomorrow, but then by the end of the week, we have another chance for rain and temperatures that will be impacted because of the clouds and the showers. I'll have more details on that coming up in just a few. Our time right now, just about 6:10. We'll get a check of the roads with Alexa.
We are out and about tracking any slowdowns on our highways, but we are moving smoothly this morning on I-4 in both directions right near Maitland Boulevard. Crash-wise, we have a wreck on Old Winter Garden Road. This is right at Ring Road. From Live Traffic Tracker, you see green on your screen showing things are still able to move through here without any major delays. Then over to Goldenrod and Sun Vista Way. We've been monitoring this for about an hour now. Crews are still working to clear this one out. You don't need an alternate route in the meantime.
We're learning new information into a state investigation into Orlando City Commissioner Regina Hill.
Coming up, the reaction from the mayor and what only we found out about a document at the center of this case.
And ahead, what a new report reveals about the amount of pesticides found in the produce your family may be eating every day.
And in just over a month, you can come out to Florida's Puerto Rican Parade and Festival in downtown Orlando. Next, what organizers just revealed about this year's plans. It's 6:10.
Drone 9, only on Channel 9 Eyewitness News, getting you closer over the scene of breaking news.
Drone 9, sponsored by StrataAC.com. You ought to call Strata.
At the heart of journalism is investigation.
9 Investigates is the tool that our community has to get answers.
Our reporting shines a light on things that people would like to sweep underneath the rug.
How do you explain that?
There is a huge team of passionate journalists putting together these stories.
We stay on top of people who we need to get answers from.
Jeff Field with Channel 9.
We're here to make sure that you're not ignored.
We're going to tell it to you straight.
It's not a slogan, but it's a passion.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:14. You're looking out over Lake Eola. It's warmed up just a little bit. It's 50 degrees out there. A little chilly for the first official day of spring, but we'll warm up a little bit more throughout the rest of the day. Cassandra Krim, you'll have your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Well, this morning, State Attorney General Ashley Moody is sending a warning to spring breakers along the Volusia County coastline. She says illegal drugs are spreading and they could be laced with deadly amounts of fentanyl. Moody and Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood say they're seeing traces of fentanyl show up in younger and younger kids. And they say spring break, it's a popular time for underage drinking and drug use.
We serve search warrants on these drug dens. We recover pill presses. Those pill presses are pressing pills to look like popular party drugs, and they're 100% fentanyl.
The Attorney General also highlighted the Helping Heroes program, which gives out free Narcan. The nasal spray can reverse an opioid overdose. Meantime, another major sporting event is coming to Camping World Stadium at 6:30. We'll tell you about the two world-class soccer teams that are set to play one of the biggest matches the stadium has ever hosted. Well, this morning, the countdown is on for the annual Puerto Rican Parade and Festival.
About 25,000 people packed downtown Orlando for the parade last year, and organizers say they're optimistic that number could grow. This year's parade is dedicated to the town of Juncos. It's known today for its prominent sports scene and for serving as a regional business hub. This year's parade theme is civic engagement and responsibilities, with organizers encouraging government participation.
Our vote is our force, it's our voice, and we have over 1 million Puerto Ricans here in the state of Florida, and if we don't go out and vote, it's like an invisible population.
The parade will be April 27th in downtown Orlando. We'll have live parade coverage right here on Channel 9, so it's always a great time connecting with our community out there. But it's always nicer when the weather is kind of welcoming to the parade goers.
And that's the time of year where things could start to really heat up, get muggy, even get stormy. So obviously we'll be keeping an eye on that for you. But none of that today.
Nice
it's
and
very cool. Yeah, the air is dry, so the humidity levels will be low for us. That could actually lead to some fire-sensitive conditions today, so do keep that in mind. But live outside in dark Daytona Beach, you can see the flags barely moving. Yesterday, if you remember at this time, they were whipping with that wind out of the north, pushing in the cool air, and it is now cold because of that. 45 degrees in Daytona Beach right now. We take you around Central Florida. There is a lot of 40s for us. 48 in Leesburg, as well as in Claremont, 47 in the Villages. Low 40s, Bushnell, Ocala, DeLand, right at around 40 to 42, and there are some 30s. Now, as we take you through the temperature change, this is a big change from yesterday. Still 10 to almost 15 degrees cooler from the dropping temperatures we had yesterday. We've got clear skies, dry skies, and that's going to remain the case as we head through the afternoon. High pressure is going to dominate our weather, which means we're going to keep the skies dry. We're going to keep them very sunny, very blue for us today. We are going to be watching, though, our next rainmaker. Days away, but it's going to be developing as it heads off towards the east. So we're going to be watching this coastline of Texas very closely. You see the showers and storms that develop there through the day on Thursday. Then they start to move into the Gulf of Mexico. And take a look at what happens through the day Friday. We've got a couple of pulses of some scattered showers and a few isolated storms. This is now 11 o'clock on Friday evening with our models, making for a much soggier day on Friday than what we'll have had for the last couple of days. So dry today and tomorrow, but really giving that boost on Friday for some rain chances. So as we take you through your beautiful dry day today, your sunny day, you can see the Villages, 40s through 8 o'clock, even 9 o'clock, but then we start to really quickly climb. We'll be in the mid-60s by around lunchtime. Eventually into the 70s, and as you see, hour by hour in Orlando, 40s through 8 o'clock, and also getting that quick climb. We'll be in the 60s by around 10 o'clock, peaking today at about 77, so close to our average. A lot of mid and upper 70s for us, and then today, it's going to be just gorgeous. Tonight's not going to be as cold, but still cool. We'll get down to about 53 degrees in Orlando. We'll have some 40s to the north, but we get even warmer tomorrow afternoon with mostly sunny skies, a high of 82, and come Friday, we'll get that wet, soggy forecast moving into Central Florida. 6:20 is now our time. We'll get a check of the roads with Alexa.
A live look right here at Traffic Tracker showing us a minor crash on Old Winter Garden Road and Ring Road. You're still able to move through here. You don't need an alternate route. Then we show you a new crash. This is Silver Star and Darnell Road. Seeing some minor slowdowns through this area. If you typically drive through here, crews are on scene this morning. Then our Live and Drive is out and about on our highways, getting you ready for that Wednesday morning commute. So far, we're off to a nice start on I-4 eastbound and westbound right here near Conroy.
Well, there's a warning for parents to keep some toys away from their kids.
Coming up, the companies that have refused to comply with a recall of these water beads.
And the Federal Reserve will meet today to vote on whether to raise or lower interest rates. Next, what experts are predicting and how it'll impact your wallet. The time right now, 6:20.
When we get a big story and we learn about breaking news, that's our jam.
There is a team of journalists putting their resources together to find out what happened.
Calling their sources, the drones going up.
So that we can make sure that every angle of the story is covered.
And we're using all of that to bring you with us during the story. Anyone can be first, but you have to get it right.
We take that responsibility of making sure our information is accurate seriously.
Credibility is at the core of Eyewitness News.
6:23, welcome back. Today we'll learn if the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates.
Chairman Jerome Powell is set to announce the decision later this afternoon.
Port Orange police say an officer was forced to shoot a man who charged at him with a knife.
Coming up, the reaction from neighbors as FDLE investigates the situation.
And 2 world-class soccer teams are set to play right here in Orlando. Next, when you could watch one of the biggest matches ever to be played at Camping World Stadium.
And I'm tracking cold temperatures this morning, but I've got your hour-by-hour forecast coming up. Our time now, 6:26.
This Tower Cam shot, sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Give me a sound a bird makes.
Who? Who?
This is a bird that's not sure it's a bird.
Family Feud.
Brought to you by Toyota of Orlando.
This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News this morning. Coverage you can count on.
This morning, FDLE is investigating after a Port Orange police officer shot and killed a man. The reaction from people who live nearby.
Plus, Channel 9 is digging into the criminal investigation targeting an Orlando City Commissioner, how signatures on a document are creating new questions in this case.
And it's another chilly morning in Central Florida. Certified meteorologist Cassandra Crimmy is tracking how cold it'll be when you walk out the door.
Hey, good morning to you. I'm Christopher Heath. The time now, 6:30.
And I'm Alexa Lorenzo. Thanks for starting your Wednesday with us. We're in turtlenecks. Cassie, it's time for people to bundle up.
Yeah, big question is, did you turn on the car heater?
Oh, 100%.
Chris?
I've got the seat heaters, which I only get to use like once, twice a year. So,
right.
yeah,
So you're like,
dust
all right,
that
I'm
off.
using
Yep.
it. Yeah, it is. It's that cold outside this morning. Some of us even in the 30s this morning up in Palm Coast. We've had a few more 30s. We had them for a time in Bushnell. A lot of low 40s for us. DeLand sitting at 42, 40 in Ocala. In Orlando, we're at 50 right now, but we did dip into the upper 40s for a time. So it's just a cold start to the day. But as we head through the afternoon, it's going to be really a pleasant, nice, mild to even somewhat warm afternoon. It's not going to be as breezy as we had yesterday. We'll have the clear blue skies, very similar to what we had yesterday, but our temperatures are going to climb back into the 70s. So a lot of mid and even upper 70s in store. Dry today and again tomorrow, but our next rain chance, we're going to start to see that brew and head in our direction. The timing of our next batch of wet weather doesn't come until Friday, but we could have multiple waves of rain on Friday. We'll talk a bit more about this coming up in my full forecast. 6:31 is now your time. We'll get a check of the roads with Alexa.
We start in our live and drive, checking out our highways for you. So far, we're moving as we should this Wednesday morning on I-4 right near John Young Parkway. Then we have a crash on Old Winter Garden Road that crews are working to clear along Ring Road. You can see on Live Traffic Tracker those delays are starting to build. Then we show you Silver Star and Darnell Road. We're seeing some minor delays for this crash, but no major shakeups. You don't need an alternate route as you move through.
Well, this morning, FDLE is stepping in to investigate a deadly officer-involved shooting in Port Orange. It happened just before 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
Officers say they were forced to shoot a man who charged at them with a knife. Channel 9's Sam Martello joins us live in studio this morning. And Sam, some neighbors we spoke with just could not believe how this played out.
Alexa, they told us the man had lived in his house in the neighborhood for more than 20 years. They say he was a great guy, and they're still stunned to hear about what happened.
New from overnight, Claremont police are searching for a missing man. Here's a picture of Dib Driva Bouquet. Officers say he was last seen around 9:30 yesterday morning near his home on Crest Ridge Drive. That's not far from Orlando Health South Lake Hospital. Officers say Bouquet has medical issues and does not have his medicine. If you see him or know where he may be, please call Claremont Police. 9 Investigates is digging deeper into the criminal investigation focused on an Orlando City Commissioner. On Monday, we first reported Commissioner Regina Hill is accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from an elderly woman who lives in her district.
Channel 9's Nick Pepentonis reports a document allegedly used to transfer some of that money is now being questioned. Our attempts to interview Cockrum as well as Hill's son were not successful. Hill has denied the accusations against her.
Camping World Stadium is calm and quiet this morning, but things will soon change come summer. Two of the most popular soccer teams in the world are heading to Orlando.
The city announced the match on Tuesday. Manchester City, the defending champions from England, will face Barcelona, the defending champions from Spain. The big game will be played on Tuesday, July 30th, as part of the summer's Florida Series Cup, with the match expected to attract fans from all across the globe.
We know that it's not just going to be citizens of Orlando that are sitting in the seats in the Camping World Stadium. So it's a huge tourism driver, huge thing for our local businesses.
Earlier this week, Orlando was named the best sports city destination in America, with the mayor saying events like this show how the city earned that title.
6:40 on this Wednesday morning, we get you over to Severe Weather Center 9 with Cassie Crimmy.
And outside, we definitely are tracking some colder temperatures. A lot of 40s for parts of Central Florida, even some 30s up for our northern communities. So getting the kiddos ready for their Wednesday. We're going to want to bundle them up if they're going to be outdoors early this morning, really between now and 9 o'clock. It's going to be quite cold. Many of us in the 40s during that time frame. But then as we head towards the afternoon, lots and lots of sunshine. Temperatures starting to climb back to close to seasonal levels. In Orlando, will climb to about 77 degrees. So although you may be putting them in the pants and the jackets early this morning, make sure they're in layers, because later this afternoon, it's going to be quite pleasant with those temperatures. So our hour by hour, you see the sunny skies, the climb in our temperatures that will happen quickly by 10 o'clock, close to 60, mid 60s at lunchtime, and then we head into the 70s, peaking today at 77. Sanford will get to 75. DeLand, it'll get to 75 there as well, with some lower 70s in our northern beaches. And we do get warmer tomorrow. I'll take you through those changes. Coming up, 6:41 is our time. We're going to check the roads with Alexa.
Crews are working a crash on I-4 eastbound right at State Road 535. It's off to the right-hand shoulder, so we aren't seeing any major impacts, just some slight slowdowns on the main lanes of I-4 eastbound. Then we show you a crash on Old Winter Garden Road right at Ring Road. From Live Traffic Tracker, you can see some slowdowns through here. Then we take you over to Silver Star and Darnell Road. At this point, crews are working to clear this one, but we are seeing some slight delays stack on up.
Well, NASA and SpaceX are counting down to the next resupply mission to the International Space Station.
Coming up, the equipment that's about to head to the astronauts in orbit.
And ahead, why it may cost the Easter Bunny just a little bit more this year to fill the Easter basket.
And next, why the Consumer Product Safety Commission just issued a new warning about a toy that 9 Investigates has told you about before. It's 6:42.
Download the WFTV weather app. Get a localized forecast from Tom Terry. Just search WFTV. Brought to you by the Law Offices of Attorney Dan Newland.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now, 407-888-8000.
Welcome back. It's 6:44 as we take a live look over Port Canaveral, getting some signs of first light, but the sun isn't going to do too much warming today. Certified meteorologist Cassandra Crimmy will have that full forecast ahead. If your kids play with water beads, the Consumer Product Safety Commission has a new warning for you. 9 Investigates first told us about these toys back in December of 2022 after an Ormond Beach toddler had to undergo emergency surgery.
Now, after our story, the commission ordered recalls, but as investigative reporter Ashlyn Webb discovered, 2 Chinese manufacturers of these toys are not cooperating with the commission's orders. All right, this year you may have to pay a little bit more for your favorite Easter candy.
Especially if it's chocolate. A report from Wells Fargo finds cocoa prices are skyrocketing because of dwindling supply around the world. The report blames climate issues, including tree diseases brought on by heavy rainfall. West African cocoa farmers are also dealing with dry temperatures and extreme winds. Cocoa prices have more than doubled over the last year.
All right, new from overnight, the Mega Millions jackpot is still growing. Nobody won last night's $893 million jackpot, so the grand prize and Friday's drawing is up to $977 million. You can check last night's winning numbers on our homepage, WFTV.com.
I think it's going to tick up one more time.
You think so? I'm going to win it tonight.
Good for you.
I won't be here tomorrow. I'm also not scheduled to be here tomorrow, so don't think that.
They're going to tune in and say, oh my God, she won.
She did win.
Here. What? Cassandra.
I know, right? That's not going to happen, but one can wish, right? Oh, well, we get you outside. You can see a little glow off on the horizon. We've got the sun getting closer and closer to coming up. You see the sunrise over in Daytona Beach today, 7:27. It is cold, though, out in Daytona Beach. 45 degrees. Winds are calm for us at the airport. We have a lot of 40s, 43 right now in DeLand, 47 in the Villages, Ocala at 40. We're even seeing some 30s in Palm Coast. So we have that big drop in our temperatures this morning by around 10 degrees as promised. This is the coldest morning of the week, but as we head through the afternoon, it's going to be a great day. We've got clear skies outside early this morning. You'll see a bit more of that here over the next 15 to 20 minutes once the sky starts to lighten up for us. High pressure's in control for us, meaning our skies will stay clear, will stay dry today. Humidity levels very low, so some fire concerns there, kind of a fire sensitive day. So we're going to keep that in mind for outdoor burning. But what we're going to be watching is our next system, our next rainmaker that's going to be developing off to our west. It will be headed towards the east, crossing the Gulf of Mexico. You can see that happening as we head through Thursday. This is Thursday night at 9 o'clock. So here in Central Florida, we're still pretty quiet, and we actually get quite warm tomorrow, back into the 80s. But look at this mass of moisture headed our way through the day Friday, both morning and evening, looking for multiple rounds of some showers and possibly even a few isolated storms. So we're really going to up that rain chance. It'll kind of linger into our Saturday before drying those skies, but becoming breezy this weekend as well. So that's kind of the long-term outlook as we go through the weekend. But today, it's really gorgeous. Sunny skies, temperatures in the Villages will get into the low 70s today. Orlando, we're climbing into the 70s as well. You can see that 75-degree reading at around 4 o'clock for us today, peaking at 75 degrees. Really a gorgeous afternoon. Some lower 70s over our coastline, and the winds are not going to be as strong for us today. As we head through the overnight, it will be cool. It's just not going to be as cold as we had. We'll still have some of those 40s, though, for our northern territory tonight. So we'll start the day still with the sweatshirts tomorrow morning and some spots, but 80s by tomorrow afternoon with that good chance for rain moving in on Friday. Our time right now, 6:49. We'll get a check of the roads with Alexa.
We start this morning with a live look at I-4 eastbound right at State Road 535. We have a minor crash this morning. It's again off to the side, so we aren't seeing any major shakeups on your main travel lanes. Then we take you to a crash on Old Winter Garden Road and Ring Road in the clearing process. Just about 15 minutes ago, we saw heavy slowdowns building through here. Our Live and Drive is letting us know how smooth our highways are moving. No issues on the 408. The 417 has been off to a nice start, as the beach line as well.
Well, up next, the supplies NASA and SpaceX are preparing to launch from our Space Coast for the teams on the International Space Station.
And coming up on TV 27, JetBlue Airlines says it will cut some routes to save money. Why Orlando is so important to the airline's plan to see profits take off again.
Traffic updates are sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando.
Out on the Space Coast, SpaceX and NASA are counting down to the next resupply mission to the International Space Station.
Tomorrow, they hope to launch over 6,000 pounds of food, supplies, and research equipment. A Soyuz spacecraft is also launching to the ISS on Thursday. It'll carry 3 crew members, including NASA astronaut Tracy Dyson.
She's going up for a 6-month mission, about 6 or 7 or 8 hours before that. So there's a crew launch from Russia and a cargo launch from the United States here in Florida.
The CRS-30 mission is scheduled for 4:55 tomorrow afternoon. If it launches, you'll see it live right here on Channel 9.
Well, Coca-Cola, the iconic soda known for its red and white logo, is going green. The company is making changes to its plastic soda bottles in an effort to be more environmentally friendly. Starting this week, all versions of Coca-Cola sold in 20-ounce bottles will be made from 100% recycled plastic. Coca-Cola estimates the changes will keep 2 billion plastic bottles from polluting the earth.
Final check of your weather with Cassie Crimmy.
And as we go through the day, we are going to see nice, comfortable temperatures. It's cold out there now, a lot of 40s and low 50s, but this afternoon, sunny skies hitting 77 degrees. We'll keep things cool again tonight with 40s and 50s, but 80s are in place tomorrow afternoon. And come Friday, looks as though we're going to get a good chance for rain, and our daytime highs will stay in the low 70s with drying skies this weekend. Chris?
All right, well, your complete local news coverage continues right now on Eyewitness News this morning over on TV 27.
Coming up there, state agents are looking into a shooting involving the Port Orange Police Department. Why officers say they were forced to shoot and kill a man in this neighborhood. For news, weather, and traffic in your car, tune into WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580.
In today's Tech Bites, the trending feature on Threads. The nationwide rollout for the Twitter-like app from Instagram comes about a month after some users started testing it. Instagram says it's a way to see what others are talking about, and it can be found on the search page. Fitbit is adding a health chatbot to its app later this year. The new AI feature will let users ask questions and correlate data from your device to create personalized charts to learn about your health. Initially, the feature will only be available to Fitbit premium subscribers with Android devices. And finally, think of it as a Roomba for your lawn. Segway's robot lawnmower is now available in the U.S. It can work autonomously without a boundary wire and costs about $1,000. The high-end version can handle up to 1/4 of an acre. Now, if you ask me, this was long overdue. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.